A computer can be defined as an electronic device which processes the information supplied, inputs, and produces the desired result, output, according to the given instructions. Or a computer can be defined as an information processing machine that can perform mathematical and logical manipulations, data processing, in accordance with a predefined set of instructions. A computer is a programmable machine designed to perform arithmetic and logical operations automatically and sequentially on the input given by the user and gives the desired output after processing. A computer mainly works on the following principle. 1. Input, taking the input in the form of instruction and data. 2. Process, processing the instruction and data and store the results. 3. Output, display the stored results or output it into the print format. Parts of PC are motherboard, memory, storage, power supply unit, UPU, processor, graphics card, network card, computer case, computer cooling, sound card, optical drive. Motherboard. The motherboard is the main circuit board that all other computer components either placed in or are connected to. The motherboard type will determine what kind of processor and memory chips can be installed on the computer, along with what kind of external connections, such as USB, are natively supported. The motherboard includes many components such as central processing unit, CPU, random access memory, RAM, firmware, and internal and external buses. The motherboard is the piece of computer hardware that can be thought of as the backbone of the PC, or more appropriately as the mother that holds all the pieces together. Intel, Asus, AOPEN etc. are the popular manufacturers of the motherboard. Random access memory, RAM, is a type of data storage used in computers that is generally located on the motherboard. RAM is volatile memory. All information that was stored in RAM is lost when the computer is turned off. Volatile memory is temporary memory, while ROM, read-only memory, is non-volatile and holds data permanently when the power is turned off. The RAM chip may be individually mounted on the motherboard or in sets of several chips on a small board connected to the motherboard. Older memory types were in the form of chips called dual inline package, DIP. Although DIP chips are still used today, the majority of memory is in the form of a module, a narrow printed circuit board attached to a connector on the motherboard. Types of RAM. 1. Static RAM, SRAM, is a memory chip that is used as cache memory. SRAM is much faster than DRAM and does not have to be refreshed as often. SRAM is much more expensive than DRAM. 2. Dynamic RAM, DRAM, is a memory chip that is used as main memory. DRAM must be constantly refreshed with pulses of electricity to maintain the data stored within the chip. 3. Storage. A hard disk drive, HDD, hard disk, hard drive, or fixed disk is an electromechanical data storage device that stores and retrieves digital data using magnetic storage with one or more rigid, rapidly rotating platters coated with magnetic material. The platters are paired with magnetic heads, usually arranged on a moving actuator arm, which read and write data to the platter surfaces. Data is accessed in a random access manner, meaning that individual blocks of data can be stored and retrieved in any order. HDDs are a type of non-volatile storage, retaining stored data when powered. Modern HDDs are typically in the form of a small rectangular box. Today's computers typically come with a hard disk that contains several billion bytes, gigabytes, of storage. A hard disk drive is a non-volatile memory hardware device that permanently stores and retrieves data on a computer. A hard drive consists of one or more platters to which data is written using a magnetic head, all inside of an air-sealed casing. 4. Power supply unit. A power supply unit, PSU, converts mains AC to low-voltage regulated DC power for the internal components of a computer. Modern personal computers universally use switched mode power supplies. Some power supplies have a manual switch for selecting input voltage, while others automatically adapt to the mains voltage. The power supply is generally located in one corner of the back side of the computer case. On the side that faces out of the computer, it has a single plug for our power cable and openings for the cooling fan. On the side that faces the inside of the system, it has a set of power wires that we use to supply power to all the computer's internal devices. 5. UPU processor. The microprocessor is the most important part of any computer in that it is responsible for processing information and controlling every part of the computer system. A processor is an integrated electronic circuit that performs the calculations that run a computer. A processor performs arithmetical logical input, output, 1/0, and other basic instructions that are. A processor is the logic circuitry that responds to and processes the basic instructions that drive a computer. The four primary functions of a processor are fetch, decode, execute, and write back. Microprocessors are classified according to their word length, such as 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, and 64-bit microprocessors. Types of processors: 1. Single-core CPU. 1 core inside a single CPU that handle all the processing. 2. Dual-core CPU. 2 cores inside a single CPU in which both cores can process information at the same time. 3. Triple-core CPU. 3 cores inside a single CPU. That is actually a quad-core processor with one of the cores disabled. 4. Quad-core CPU. 4 cores inside a single CPU. 5. Hexa-core CPU. 6 cores inside a single CPU. 6. Octa-core CPU. 8 cores inside a single CPU. Graphics card. A graphics card in computer is used to convert data in machine to useful images on the monitor. The video card is an expansion card that allows the computer to send graphical information to a video display device such as a monitor, TV, or projector. A graphics processing unit that performs the necessary computations is the main component of a graphics card, but the acronym GPU is sometimes also used to refer to the graphics card as a whole. A staggering number of companies manufacture video cards, but almost everyone includes a graphics processing unit, GPU, from either NVIDIA Corporation or AMD. 7. Network card. A network interface controller, NIC, also known as a network interface card, network adapter, LAN. Adapter or physical network interface, and by similar terms, is a computer hardware component that connects a computer to a computer network. Early network interface controllers were commonly implemented on expansion cards that plugged into a computer bus. 8. Computer case. A computer case, also known as a computer chassis, is the enclosure that contains most of the components of a personal computer. Cases are usually constructed from steel, often SECC steel, electrogalvanized, cold-rolled, coil, aluminium, and plastic. Cases can come in many different sizes, known as form factors. The size and shape of a computer case are usually determined by the form factor of the motherboard, since it is the largest component of most computers. Cases are also referred to by their size, such as ATX case, mini ITX case, etc. Consequently, personal computer form factors typically specify only the internal dimensions and layout of the case. 9. Computer cooling. Use of heatsinks cooled by airflow reduces the temperature rise produced by a given amount of heat. Attention to patterns of airflow can prevent the development of hot spots. Computer fans are widely used along with heatsink fans to reduce temperature by actively exhausting hot air. There are also more exotic cooling techniques, such as liquid cooling. Components commonly individually cooled include the CPU. 10. Sound card. A sound card, also known as an audio card, is an internal expansion card that provides input and output of audio signals to and from a computer under the control of computer programs. The term sound card is also applied to external audio interfaces used for professional audio applications. 11. Optical drive. In computing, an optical disk drive is a disk drive that uses laser light or electromagnetic waves within or near the visible light spectrum as part of the process of reading or writing data to or from optical disks. Some drives can only read from certain disks, but recent drives can both read and record, also called burners or writers.